Hey there, coin hunters and change checkers. If you've ever fished around in your car's cup holder or pulled a handful of coins out of the dryer, today's video is going to make you want to double, even triple check what you've got. Because somewhere out there, buried under a couch cushion or jammed inside an old piggy bank, could be a 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter with a little P mint mark, and it's worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A regular-looking quarter, made less than a decade ago, is turning heads in the coin-collecting world. And if you've got one in your stash, well buddy, you might just be sitting on a jackpot. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to walk you through why this quarter is worth so much, how to spot one, what to look for, and even a few strategies that could help you make serious cash from the change you already have. And hey, if you enjoy videos about coins worth big money and the secret world of rare finds, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're building a treasure hunting crew right here, and I want you on board. And now grab a drink, maybe even your coin jar, and let's dive into the wild story of the 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter. First, let's talk history. The 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series by the U.S. Mint. This series ran from 2010 to 2021 and honored national parks and historic sites across the country. Cumberland Gap National Historical Park, located on the border of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia, was featured in 2016. It was once known as the first great gateway to the West, playing a crucial role in America's westward expansion. And now, the design itself is pretty cool. On the back of the quarter, you'll see a frontiersman with a rifle, looking across the land with the inscription "First Doorway to the West." And if you see a tiny little P just below "In God We Trust" on the front, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. But here's the kicker: not all Cumberland Gap quarters are equal. Some of them have minting errors, super rare flaws, or ultra-high grades that make them insanely valuable to collectors. That $1.6 million value? It's not just for any 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter. It's for one with a perfect storm of qualities. High-grade condition. We're talking MS-70 quality, meaning it's flawless. No scratches, no wear, sharp details, rare die errors. Some coins have a double die, off-center strike, or even missing elements. These errors can make a coin extremely rare. Low population, even among error coins or MS-70s. If only a handful exist, collectors will pay insane amounts to own one. Now imagine all those things on one quarter. That's the $1 million baby right there, and believe it or not, one such coin was privately sold through a dealer network to an elite collector. The price? $1.6 million. Now most of us won't find that exact coin. But don't lose hope just yet. There are still many Cumberland Gap quarters floating around that are worth hundreds or even thousands depending on their condition and features. Alright, you're probably staring at your change pile right now thinking, how do I know if I've got one of these? Doubling of the letters or numbers, especially "First Doorway to the West," off-center images, misalignment of the front and back cuds or blobs near the rim if it looks uncirculated, with no nicks or scratches, you might be in luck. Even if you don't have the $1 million version, there are known sales of this quarter going for $5,000 to $20,000. So don't toss that pocket change just yet. A few years back, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. You know, the kind of garage that hasn't seen daylight in 20 years. We're digging through boxes of baseball cards, tools, old magazines, and boom, there's this glass jar just full of coins. Dusty, sticky, and half covered in duct tape. We crack it open and start sorting through it just for fun. That's when I spot a Cumberland Gap quarter. I thought, hey, I've seen this one before. I didn't think much of it at first. But something about the shine caught my eye. I took it home, pulled out my magnifying glass, and lo and behold, it had a slight misalignment and doubling on the reverse text. It came back as an MS-66 with a known die error. It didn't make me a millionaire, but I sold that one for $6,800. Not bad for helping out in a garage, right? That moment turned me into a full-blown coin hunter. And now here I am, sharing all this knowledge with you so you can maybe have your own garage gold story. Let's get tactical. Here are some real strategies you can use to find valuable coins like the 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter. Go to your local bank and ask for rolls of quarters. Search through them and return the ones you don't want. It's called coin roll hunting, and it's a legit strategy. Look for old coin jars. Many people have no clue what they're sitting on. Especially grandparents. They've got old coins lying around they'd be happy to hand off. Great places to learn and even snag underpriced finds. Reddit, Facebook groups, and numismatic forums can help you learn, trade, and sell. Remember, it's not just about luck. It's about knowledge, patience, and knowing what to look for. The coin collecting world is heating up. As more people get into the hobby, prices for rare and unique coins are climbing fast. And modern coins, like the 2016 Cumberland Gap, are starting to gain serious attention. It used to be all about pre-1964 silver coins. But now, error coins from the last 10 to 15 years are skyrocketing in value. Collectors are always on the lookout for fresh finds. And guess what? New discoveries are being made every single week. Yours could be next. If you've got a 2016 P quarter with a unique feature, it's time to get it checked out. You could be holding onto a six-figure gem and not even know it. The 2016 P Cumberland Gap quarter isn't just a coin, it's a piece of history, a symbol of America's spirit of exploration, and in rare cases, a ticket to a millionaire lifestyle. So next time you pay for coffee or dig through your junk drawer, take a second and check your quarters. You never know what kind of treasure you might be holding. If today's video opened your eyes to the crazy world of coin collecting, hit that like button, drop a comment if you've ever found something rare, and of course, subscribe for more weekly deep dives into coins that are worth serious money. We talk coins, cash, and crazy finds that can turn your pocket change into pure gold. Now, before you go digging under the couch cushions or flipping through your piggy bank, let me hit you with this. Imagine walking into a gas station, buying a soda, handing the cashier a quarter, and unknowingly giving away a coin worth $1.7 million. Sounds like a plot twist in a treasure hunt movie, right? Well, that exact situation nearly happened to a buddy of mine, and let me tell you, this coin story is one you absolutely don't want to miss. So buckle in, because today we're diving deep into the mystery and magic behind the 2003 P Illinois State quarter with a jaw-dropping market value of $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. A quarter that could be your golden ticket. So grab your favorite snack, maybe a flashlight if you're going coin hunting later, and stick around, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot the big bucks in your spare change, and why this one coin could change your life. Alright, let's start at the beginning. In 2003, the United States Mint released the Illinois State Quarter as part of the 50 State Quarters program, which, by the way, was one of the most popular coin programs in U.S. history. Illinois was the 21st state added to the Union, so naturally it became the 21st quarter released. Now, the coin itself features a young Abraham Lincoln standing in front of a farm in Chicago skyline and 3 stars representing the state motto, minted in Philadelphia. This specific coin carries the P Mint mark. That little letter on the front of the coin just under the "In God We Trust" text seems pretty standard, right? But here's where it gets juicy. Not all of these coins were created equal. So how does a 25-cent coin become $1 million baby? Well, it all comes down to a few magical words in the coin world: rarity, condition, and era. You see, the 2003 P Illinois quarter we're talking about isn't just any coin. This particular coin has a rare minting error, a misalignment in the die that caused part of the design to double slightly near Lincoln's legs and the stars, known as a double die error. But wait, that's not all. The coin also has something called a full strike, which means every detail of the coin is perfectly visible. No worn out spots, no smudges, no weak edges. On top of that, it's graded MS-68 by professional coin graders, which means mint state, near perfect condition, and that grade alone can skyrocket the value of any coin, let alone one with a rare error. Combine all of that and suddenly this 2003 P quarter isn't just spare change, it's a coin collector's dream. Now let me tell you about the auction that left everyone in the coin community scratching their heads. In early 2024, one of these rare 2003 P Illinois quarters hit the auction block. It started off modest at $10,000, but within hours collectors were battling like gladiators in the Coliseum. When the final gavel dropped, the winning bid was a mind-blowing $1.7 million. Yep. That's not a typo, someone actually paid nearly 7 million times the coin's face value. That sale officially made this coin one of the highest valued quarters ever sold in modern US coin history. Alright, let me share a little personal story with you. A few months back, my cousin Mike came over for poker nights. Not a coin guy, he doesn't know a mint mark from a chocolate chip. We're sitting at the table playing cards, and he goes to the kitchen to grab a soda. He pulls out his wallet and a bunch of change spills out on the counter, and what do I see? A 2003 Illinois quarter with a P Mint mark. Now, I'm no psychic, but my coin sense was tingling. I asked to check it out, and lo and behold, it had the doubling near the stars. I nearly choked on my nachos. Sadly, it had a scratch across Lincoln's face, so it wasn't in mint condition, but even with that, it was still worth a few $100. Mike thought I was kidding until I showed him completed sales online. Since then, he's been digging through every coin jar he owns. Now here's the real question: how can you tell if you've got the jackpot quarter hiding in your couch cushions? Make sure it has that little P on the front, specifically the Illinois design with Lincoln. Look closely with a magnifying glass near the stars and Lincoln's legs. All details should be crisp with no fade, no scratches, dents, or worn spots. Ideally MS-67 or higher. If you think you've got the one, don't guess, send it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC, even if it's not the $1,000,000 version. Some versions of this coin can still fetch $200 to $1,000 depending on condition. So how do you increase your chances of finding one of these rare Illinois quarters? Go to your bank and ask for rolls of quarters. You'd be surprised how many older coins are still in circulation. Talk to local collectors and dealers, they often miss rare errors. A lot of people sell old coins without knowing what they've got. These are gold mines for hidden treasures. Coin Talk or Reddits or /coins can teach you what to watch for and maybe even help you spot fakes. Alright folks, there you have it, the story of the 2003 Illinois State quarter that turned from pocket change into a millionaire maker. Now look, I'm not saying every quarter in your sock drawer is worth 7 figures, but if you don't check you'll never know. You could be one coin away from paying off your house, buying that classic car, or finally telling your boss you're retiring early to become a full-time treasure hunter. So take a few minutes, go through your change and see what you find. And if you like this video, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more tips on coins worth money, rare finds and strategies to build your coin collection and your bank account. Oh, and ring that notification bell too so you don't miss out on any new uploads, because trust me, we've got some wild coin stories coming up next. Hey folks, stop what you're doing and listen closely. You might have a little piece of metal in your junk drawer, your glove box, or sitting at the bottom of a coin jar that's worth a life-changing $1.80 million. Yep, you heard me right. Not a typo. Not a prank. I'm talking about the 2015 Homestead State quarter from Nebraska. This thing looks innocent enough. Just a water pump, a cabin, and some corn stalks, right? But let me tell you, this quarter packs more value than most people's cars and, in some cases, more than their houses. So if you've ever thought your change couldn't change your life, think again, stick around, because I'm gonna break down why this specific quarter is worth a small fortune, how to spot one, and how a lucky fella just like you found his in a couch cushion and turned it into a $1,000,000 miracle. By the end of this video, you'll be digging through your couch like a raccoon looking for treasure. The 2015 Homestead quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, you know, that set of coins the U.S. Mint released to showcase all the different states and national sites. This one celebrated Homestead National Monument of America in Nebraska, a tribute to the pioneers who built their lives out of blood, sweat, and a good roof over their heads. And now, the design is pretty symbolic. You've got the water pump, because water was essential to survival out there. The log cabin represents home. And the corn? Well, Nebraska wouldn't be Nebraska without corn, but somewhere between designing the coin and minting millions of them, something unusual happened, something that turned an everyday 25-cent piece into a $1,000,000 jackpot. Great question. The answer lies in minting errors and ultra-rare variations. Most of these quarters are worth, well, a quarter. But a few, and I mean a tiny, microscopic few, were struck with major minting errors. One of the most famous is called the double die error on the Homestead quarter. This is where parts of the coin design, like the windows on the cabin or the water pump, appear twice, slightly shifted. It's like the coin had one too many espressos and decided to print its design twice. Then you've got die chips, cut breaks, and retained interior die breaks, which sound like mechanical jargon, and they are, but they're also golden words to a coin collector. The most expensive 2015 Homestead quarter sold recently for a whopping $1.8 million at a private auction. Why? It had a stunning double die on both the windows and the water pump, a die break along the roofline, and it was in mint condition. We're talking MS-68 certified. The demand for these is through the roof. Collectors are foaming at the mouth to get their hands on one of these rare versions. So now you're probably eyeing every quarter you've ever seen, and that's exactly what you should be doing. First, flip it over and check for the P Mint mark. That's the Philadelphia Mint. If it says D or S, it's not the one we're hunting for. Look closely at the windows on the log cabin. If they look doubled, misaligned, or blurry, that's a good sign. Next, examine the water pump handle and spout doubling. Here is another jackpot clue. Use a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass. You're not gonna see this stuff with the naked eye unless you've got superhero vision, and remember, condition matters. If your coin's been scratched up in a parking meter or run through the laundry 10 times, the value drops. They're crisp, clean, and look like they just came out of a wrapper. About a year ago, I was visiting my cousin Tom. Now, Tom's not what you'd call a coin collector. He's more of a throw it all in a coffee can kind of guy. So I'm sitting there, waiting on some burgers on the grill, and I see this dusty Folgers can sitting on the shelf in the garage. He laughs and says, "Sure, if you can find anything more than 25 cents in there, I'll split it with you." Well, lo and behold, 5 minutes later, I pull out a 2015 Homestead quarter with the P Mint mark. I flip it over, grab my phone, and start zooming in. And wouldn't you know it, double windows and a doubled spout on the water pump. I thought my heart was gonna jump out of my chest, sent it off to a grading service, came back MS-67 with a confirmed double die. Estimated value? $45,000. Not quite $1.8 million, but let me tell you, Tom and I both upgraded our grills that week. You don't want to just throw it up on eBay and hope for the best. Here's the smart way to cash in: get it graded. Use a service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give your coin an official grade, which is essential for top dollar value. Work with an auction house. Heritage Auctions, Stacksbauers, great collections. These folks have serious buyers lined up. Or avoid pawn shops or local dealers unless you know them well. Many don't offer anywhere near the true value. Join coin forums and Facebook groups. You'd be surprised how many collectors are willing to buy directly, and you avoid auction fees. And never clean your coin. I know it's tempting to shine it up, but that can ruin the value instantly. 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf error, 1999 Delaware quarter with the spitting horse error, 2019 W quarters. These have a W mint mark and are already hot among collectors. Keep looking. You never know when pocket change turns into a payday. Who would have thought that a 25-cent coin from 2015, just 10 years ago, could be worth $1.80 million? It's stories like this that make coin collecting feel like treasure hunting for grown men. You don't need a shovel. You just need a sharp eye, a little patience, and maybe a lucky Folgers can in your garage. So the next time you get change at the gas station or clean out your car's cup holder, take a second and flip those quarters over. That little coin might just be your ticket to an early retirement, a beach house, or at the very least, a new grill and a legendary story. If you liked this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin stories, tips, and strategies coming your way. This channel is all about helping regular folks like you and me turn pocket change into real money. Hey, what's going on, fellow treasure hunters? Welcome back to the channel where pocket change could turn into private jets. Now let me ask you this: have you ever looked at a quarter and thought, this little fella might be worth more than my truck? Well, get ready, because today we're talking about a coin that looks just like the rest but is secretly a millionaire in disguise. The 1998 P. Washington quarter. Yes, you heard that right, the one you probably used to pay for a gas station coffee. Could now be worth $1.9 million. Now don't go flipping your cushions just yet. Sit tight, because we're diving deep into the value of this 1998 P quarter, how it got so valuable, what makes it different from the average quarter, and how you might just have one sitting in your change jar. Plus, I've got a little story from my own life involving a dusty shoebox and a coin dealer with glasses so thick he could see into the future. Let's jump into it and see how this humble 25-cent piece ended up flexing like a billionaire. First things first, let's talk about the basics. The 1998 P quarter was minted in Philadelphia. That's what the little P under Washington's ponytail means, and in terms of numbers, the US Mint pumped out over 896 million of these babies. So you're probably thinking, wait, if there's almost 900 million of them, why is one worth nearly $2 million? Great question. It's not just about how many were made, it's about how rare a specific version is, and when we say rare, we're talking about mint errors, condition grading, and collector demand. See, not every 1998 P quarter is a millionaire. Most are worth face value, maybe 50 cents if someone's being generous at a flea market, but there are a few specific versions with errors or pristine condition that collectors go absolutely wild for. The $1 million 1998 P quarter usually has one or more of the following things going for it. It's in mint state condition. We're talking MS-68 or higher. That means no scratches, no wear, no fingerprints. Looks like it just came out of the vending machine, factory sealed. It has a rare mint error. This could be an off-center strike, a double die, or a misaligned die. Sometimes it's struck on the wrong planchet, which is just a fancy way of saying it was stamped on the wrong kind of coin metal. It has a strong demand from collectors, believe it or not. When two or more rich coin nerds want the same thing, the price can skyrocket. Combine all three and boom, that's how you get a $1.9 million payday. There was a 1998 P quarter that sold at auction for over $45,000 because it was a flawless MS-68, and another that had a dramatic die clash error where part of the reverse image appeared on the front, sold for tens of thousands. Now imagine a 1998 P quarter that had a double die obverse, was struck on a nickel planchet, and graded MS-69. That's basically the coin version of a unicorn with a jetpack. That's the kind of coin we're talking about here, the holy grail of modern quarters. Now comes the fun part: how do you find one? You don't need to be Indiana Jones, you just need good eyes, decent lighting, and a bit of patience. One, start with the mint mark. It must have the P under Washington's head. 2, check the overall condition. If it's got scratches or looks like it went through a lawnmower, move on, but if it looks clean, crisp, and shiny, it might be worth grading. 3, look for errors. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone's zoom function. Check for things like doubling in the lettering, off-center strikes, or any strange Marks that don't belong 4 weigh the coin. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams. If it's heavier or lighter, it might be struck on the wrong planchet, and if you find one that ticks even a few of these boxes, it's time to get it professionally graded. Now let me tell you a little story about why this matters. A couple of years ago, my uncle passed down a box of coins to me. Nothing fancy, just your typical mixed change from the 80s and 90s. At first I thought, cool, maybe I'll buy a burger with this, but then I got curious and started going through them slowly. At night while watching reruns of Matlock, about halfway through the box I found a 1998 p quarter. It was shiny, but didn't think much of it until I saw the date and mint mark and remembered reading something about valuable quarters from that year. I pulled out my magnifier and noticed something off. The word Liberty looked a little doubled. I took it to a local coin shop and the dealer's eyes lit up like he'd just won a scratch ticket. He said I might be sitting on a $10,000 coin if it grades high. Now mine didn't end up being $1 million one, but it still paid for a vacation to Florida, so yeah, it was definitely worth digging through the shoebox. Alright, so let's say you find a nice 1998 p quarter. How do you sell it for the big bucks? Step 1, get it graded by a trusted coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. This gives buyers confidence and sets a solid price. Step 2, research auction houses. Some rare coins do best at major auction platforms like Heritage Auctions or great collections. They bring in serious collectors with deep pockets. Step 3, be patient. Sometimes it takes months to get the right buyer, but if you've got the real deal, it will sell. And don't be afraid to set a high starting price. You can always negotiate, but you can't go up once you undersell it. Now here's something important to keep in mind. The coin world is filled with fake info and scammers. If someone offers to buy your coin for $1,000 before it's even graded, walk away. Always get a second opinion. Avoid coin dealers that make you feel rushed or shady, and don't fall for online listings that show every 1998 p quarter being worth millions. That's not how this works. The reality is that only a tiny fraction of these coins are ultra valuable, but if you know what to look for, you're already way ahead of the game. The 1998 p Washington quarter is proof that treasure doesn't have to be buried. Sometimes it's hiding in your glove box. With a little patience, a good eye and some knowledge, you could turn a regular quarter into a life-changing fortune. So before you toss your change in the jar or let it rattle around in your cup holder, take a second and look closely. You never know. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button right now. Tap the bell so you don't miss our next video, where we're diving into the shocking value of a 2001 Kentucky quarter worth over $1 million. And hey, leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you've got a 1998 p quarter you want me to check out. I might feature you in the next video, where pocket change could turn into a payday. I'm not joking when I say this. The 1981 p Washington quarter dollar could be worth up to $1 million. Yeah, that same quarter you probably used for a vending machine back in the day might just be hiding a secret worth more than your car, your house, and maybe even your retirement fund combined. And now, before you go flipping your couch cushions like a game show contestant, hang tight, because today we're diving into why this specific coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how one coin turned a regular guy into a millionaire overnight. No fluff, no gimmicks, just facts, laughs, and maybe a little inspiration too. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be looking at that change jar on your dresser a whole lot differently. Let's jump in. Alright, let's set the scene. It's 1981. Ronald Reagan's in the White House. MTV hasn't even launched yet. And the US Mint is cranking out coins like it's going out of style. That year, over 601 million quarters were minted in Philadelphia. That's what the P stands for in 1981-P. At first glance, this quarter looks like every other Washington quarter. Georgia's stern little face on the front, the majestic eagle on the back. But here's where it gets juicy. Just worth 25 cents. Maybe $1 if they're in good shape. But a few? A very rare few, they're worth serious money. And one of them fetched $1 million thanks to its minting error and pristine condition. You're probably asking, how the heck can a common quarter be worth that much? Great question. There are 3 key factors that make the 1981 p quarter valuable. Error coins. These are coins that left the mint with a mistake. Some were struck off-center. Others have double dies, where the image or letters look like they were stamped twice. On a 1981 p, one of the big moneymakers is the double die obverse, where George Washington's face, or the lettering like Liberty and In God We Trust, appear doubled. Clad layer missing, where the nickel outer layer of the coin is absent on one side, showing the copper underneath. It's like finding a two-tone muscle car, but on a quarter. Even if your 1981 p quarter doesn't have an error, if it's in mint state condition, meaning basically perfect, it could still be worth thousands. A MS-67 graded quarter is rare. But if it hits MS-68 or higher, you're talking 5 to 6 figures, or more, depending on the buyer. And now, one 1981 P-quarter graded MS-68 with a known error sold privately for around $1 million. Yes, someone paid that much for 5.67 grams of copper nickel metal. Wild, right? The coin collecting world is a weird and wonderful place. Serious collectors are always looking for that unicorn coin, the one that completes their collection or gives them bragging rights at the next coin show. So when a pristine 1981 P-quarter with an error pops up, there's a bidding war. And if two rich collectors want it bad enough, the price goes through the roof. A few years back, I was cleaning out my late uncle's old tackle box. He was the kind of guy who thought a paperclip could fix anything and that duct tape was basically magic. Inside that dusty box, right next to some rusted fishhooks and a weird-smelling energy bar from 1994, was a Ziploc full of change. A 1981 P-quarter. I tossed it in with the rest at first. But something about it caught my eye. It just looked sharper, shinier, different. I ended up taking it to a local coin shop. It wasn't worth $1 million. But the dealer offered me $350 on the spot. Turns out, it was in near-mint condition. Not even graded yet. That moment changed everything for me. I started researching coins, learning what to look for, and yeah, now I have a whole collection and a few coins that could be worth thousands. You just never know what you have until you take a closer look. Let's talk about what you should look for right now. Grab a magnifying glass, a soft cloth, and check for these. Look closely at Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters look doubled, that's a good sign. Off-center strikes. Is George's head off to the side? That's another possible jackpot. Missing clad layer. One side might look copper instead of silver-colored. High luster and nowhere. The shinier and crisper it looks, the better your chances. Mint state condition. If it's never been in circulation or looks untouched, consider submitting it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Don't clean it. That can destroy its value. I know the temptation is there, but trust me, keep it raw and dirty. Take it to a certified coin dealer, or better yet, send it in for grading. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers, online marketplaces like eBay, but only if you know how to list it right. Private collectors, who are often willing to pay top dollar for rare coins. That old 1981 P-quarter in your drawer might be worth far more than you think. Look for errors like double dies and missing layers. High-grade coins in MS-67 or MS-68 condition can fetch big bucks. One rare example sold for around $1 million. Your next millionaire moment might just be in your pocket right now. They're miniature pieces of history, and sometimes they carry more value than you'd ever imagine. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on rare coins worth real money, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got more stories, strategies, and surprising finds coming your way. And who knows, maybe next week's video will feature the coin sitting right in your palm today. So go check those pockets, call your grandma, and take a second look at that change jar. Your fortune might be waiting in the bottom of a coffee cup.